Now, I've heard a lot of rumors out there that the whole reason behind the New York body armor ban is because police no longer want to serve justice and they just want to kill people.
Now, why would they want to do this? Just first and foremost, the reason is, and there's no other reason, if anybody can explain to me a reason beyond this, I would love to hear it. They want you to be easier to kill. So they want men from the state armed with guns from the state to more easily be able to kill you. That's the only reason. There's no other reason. Body armor is a defensive tool. You can't go, there's no offensive body armor. No one is ever hurt by body armor. So that's why they're trying to do it.
Well, that's completely not true. And let me explain to you why. There are 6 really good reasons why it was a good idea to ban body armor in New York. Number 1, you know what's a much higher epidemic than the homicide rate in New York? Mispronouncing someone. If you look at the numbers, it's clear way more people get mispronounced than people get murdered in New York. You know what body armor does? It covers this area right here. And one of the easiest first steps to deciding someone's pronoun is the motorboat, which is incredibly difficult to do with a plate carrier on. So you take that plate carrier off, now it's easier to decide someone's pronoun for them and tell them what gender they're gonna be.
Always taken pride knowing that we have a diverse audience watching, but I never in my wildest dreams imagined it was so diverse to include people who self-identify as everything from a 1960s era Coca-Cola bottle to a weaponized battle toaster.
I sexually identify as an attack helicopter.
You can't be an attack helicopter because you don't have the woo thing and you can't shoot missiles out of you. Attack helicopter is not a real gender.
People say to me that a person being a helicopter is impossible and I'm retarded, but I don't care. I'm beautiful.
I would like you to use my pronouns if you could. They're I, me, and my.
Number 2! The second reason why it was a really good idea to ban body armor in New York is because, yes, it is great to just lay there and take it like a baby seal. If you lay there and take it like a baby seal, that's one criminal walking free that you could have taken care of. And because you chose defense over offense, that criminal is still running free. When you could have handled it, that's your responsibility. You messed up on. Number 3. The next big reason why it was a good idea to ban body armor in New York is because it's heavy. You know what's much lighter than body armor? A snub-nosed 38. You know what's a really good defense? A strong offense. The number 4 reason why it was a really good idea to ban body armor in New York is, can you imagine if one of these people got on TV and said the CIA brainwashed them, or some sort of medical deficiency, or the doctors gave them the wrong medication that convinced them to do whatever it is they did? Well, if they're not wearing body armor, then the cops that show up on scene can just handle the situation right there. There doesn't need to be an investigation, which costs a bunch of money, or a TV report, or any sort of craziness out there. It can just be a clear-cut situation. This happened. The perpetrator is no longer with us. Case closed. The number 5 reason why it was a really good idea to ban body armor in New York is because of the cost savings. Now, you might be asking, hey, Mr. CRS, how exactly do you equate cost savings with banning body armor? So, for example, let's say a cop shows up on the scene and the criminal winds up not having body armor on, and instead of getting incapacitated, they're mortally wounded. Let's break down the equation. Alright, so the equation's a little bit hard to figure out, so I broke it down for you. So you got C represented as criminal. Then you have to take it times sentence time max, because that's the possible maximum sentence they can get. Now you have to take it divided by good behavior. Alright, so then you take it times the actual sentence that the judge gives you, which equals TMFM. Too much fucking money. Now to figure out S, what you have to do is take 365 times 1,500, because that's typically what it costs to sit a day in New York. And you have to take that times the sentence. The sentence is whatever the judge gives you, so it could equal 10, it could equal 20, it could equal 50. Now you have to divide that by possible good behavior, which in some cases can be only sitting 80% of the sentence. However, there's a catch to this. You can catch other charges while you're inside. So you have to take that plus C for possible charges, which can equal as much as, put PC for possible charges, is 600%. There's plenty of stories out there where somebody will get like a 2-year sit, but they'll catch a bunch of charges inside and wind up sitting like 30 years. So the idea here is to eliminate C, because without C, this whole equation falls apart. This equation cannot work out without C being present. So what you have to do is minus C, which equals no criminal, or NC. NC cancels out the whole entire equation, which equals $0 spent. And that's how you save a bunch of money. Number 6. The worst thing ever is when a perpetrator has a plate carrier on and you go to shoot him and then he sues you for attempted murder. With the body armor laws on what they are, where it's illegal to buy or possess body armor, now that can no longer happen, because if you actually aim at someone and shoot them, they're no longer going to be with you. Therefore, they can't sue you for attempted murder. It's an easy open and shut case right there. Perpetrator was bad. Perpetrator is no longer with us. Not perpetrator took a shot to the plate carrier. Perpetrator proved he was innocent. Perpetrator sued me for attempted murder. That's just a whole mess right there that you just don't want to deal with. So, I know the whole body armor ban is counterintuitive, and it doesn't sound like a good thing on the surface, but when you really dig down in there deep and look at the actual reasons why they're banning body armor, well, it's actually a really good idea. Plus, you know, then the news crew no longer has to have body armor, and they will ultimately adopt the Second Amendment. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm getting a call. Okay, I need to retract that last statement. The news crew actually put an exception in for them so they can still have body armor even though the normal citizen cannot, because they're special and they're doing special jobs that require body armor. I know that sounds weird because they're in the exact same country as us, the exact same state, possibly on the exact same street, but they feel they should be wearing body armor and we should not. Again, on the surface, that sounds wrong and weird, but if you dig down in there deep, it actually makes sense. You're just not thinking logically, okay?
Numerous non-law enforcement professionals, including transit workers and photojournalists, are asking for carve-outs in the law, allowing them to purchase ballistics protection for use on the job.
That is why the body armor ban in New York was a great idea, which I totally support. Thank you for watching the video. If you'd like to help support the channel, I have my links in the description down below. Don't forget about those. Just by clicking on those links, even if you don't purchase what that particular link is for, just clicking on it and doing the Amazon shopping you were already going to do anyway, it'll kick back for it. And I also got my Patreon. Don't forget to subscribe.